Oh, okay. Cool. This is the 2021 Fat Bob. Take a look at this awesome bike. This one's really awesome. This one could be my next bike, huh? It's like we're in gear here. Alright. Ooh. Alright guys, so first impression, these handlebars are pretty wild. It has a completely different stance on this one. Alright. Whoa, it's got some power too. This one's got some power. Alright, so it seems like every bike you get on, you have to... this has got a lot of power. Super smooth with that big front tire. My knees are just a little bit above the tank, so not too bad on my knees on this one. So this has got the big fat tire in the front. You have to press a little bit more than your regular. All right, so this is, I just got off that trike, so I'm like, all right. This is not a trike. I have to actually put my feet down and balance it. And it feels like it's a really light bike. Just feels really super light and nimble as far as not really top heavy. It almost seems like it's not even the V-twin heaviness where, you know, sometimes they can actually feel top heavy on them. And as far as the stance in this thing, you have a pretty upright stance, which is kind of surprising. I actually like the stance on this. It kind of has the forward controls on this one. Nice, lots of power, really super quiet on this one. Brakes are really good. I actually got a handful of front brakes and it kind of dove a little bit. Not too bad on the brakes. It's your classic buttons, super simple. Just have the left turn button on the left, right turn button on the right. Got the little display here. I like that it actually has the tachometer here. And then the speed limit, that could be... The speed limit's kind of a problem with my shades, so I can't actually hardly see that with my dark sunglasses. I don't even think, I was kind of peeking underneath my sunglasses. That's kind of hard to see, that digital gauge. So I'd say that's kind of like the major downside of this bike so far is I would probably get some kind of a better gauge on this one. Oh, it's got a lot of power. And let's see how it feels going faster. Not too bad. Pure wind. Alright, so I'm going to close up my visor because we don't have any kind of a windscreen on the front. And so far I feel pretty confident on this. On the highway, it's really stable. And that's kind of what you'd expect for a fatter front tire. It seems like the fatter the front tire, the more stable it is on faster speed. So the other thing is you have to kind of look down. We're going 52 miles an hour. Looks like we got one guy behind us. So we're kind of doing the demo rides for Harley Davidson. They actually brought in an 18-wheeler with a bunch of bikes. And I'm just going through all the different bikes. I think they have like 16 bikes or something like that, which is kind of crazy. The first one I drove was that trike, and then this is the Fat Bob. And there's another one that I want to try after this is the Fat Boy, which looks like it has a bigger frame compared to this one. Looks like it might be a little bit heavier of a bike. So this one actually has spokes on the front wheel instead of a solid front wheel. But yeah, this is pretty nice. Definitely a very upright position on this one. Super quiet. I can't even hear the engine. Of course, on these you can always upgrade the exhaust and make them sound super loud and super mean if you want. Or you can keep them quiet. Let's see. Whoa, we are stopping fast. Super fast. All right. Yeah, we don't want to get in a wreck here. Wow. Yeah. The whole time I was stopping that quick, I was worried about the guy behind me kind of running into me. But yeah, that was a good test of the brakes. The back brake, you have to put quite a bit of pressure on the back brake. It seems like a lot of your Harley Davidsons definitely need quite a bit of pressure on the brakes. The corners are super nice, super smooth. Oh, that's kind of interesting. You definitely have some, when I'm giving it gas, I feel vibration in the handlebars, which is pretty interesting. And it's not like, I think it's coming from the engine, more of like an engine vibration because it's a lower, it's not like it's kind of like a grumbling in the handlebars. And if I let off the gas, it's not there's no vibration in the handlebars if I let off the gas. Yeah, kind of the tricky thing about reviewing a motorcycle is trying to get used to all the controls and talking at the same time and actually covering everything. Oh, this is pretty fun. It's a pretty fun bike. I'm still trying to get used to the turning and the gas and everything, but I'd say it's really super comfortable. The seat, talking about comfort, it's kind of interesting. I've been looking at a lot of these kind of the step-up seating, and I always thought that it wouldn't be that comfortable, but I'm finding that, especially on this one, it seems like the seat is really comfortable, really soft. Like I could ride this thing for hours, and I don't think it would hurt my rear end on this one. It seems a little bit narrow compared to my Street Bob that I usually ride every day. Actually, I have a Dyna Street Bob as a wider seat, but so far the seat's super comfortable. It's kind of interesting, the grips on this one. On my Dyna, I have really super thick grips with, actually have leather my grips on my 2007 Dyna Street Bob that I drive every day. This one seems like it has skinnier grips than my Dyna, which is kind of an interesting feel to this one. Let's see where we're going here. It's kind of an interesting vibration through the handlebars for sure. Really super stable in the corners. That's from that front tire, I'm sure. I really like this bike. It takes a little bit getting used to it, especially after that trike. Let me tell you, that trike, that was a challenge to drive. I'm like, oh, thank goodness I'm back on a motorcycle. Whew. Oh yeah. It's really got some pickup. I'd say I've never really felt a Harley Davidson with this much vibration in the handlebars. That's kind of the interesting thing about this particular bike. And it's only when you're giving it gas it kind of has this grumble, like a really low vibration, like the engine vibration of a low RPM coming up through into the grips of your handlebars. But as far as the shocks and the suspension, it seems pretty good. I haven't really hit any big bumps that really take my breath away. It seems like it's, you know, kind of you can definitely feel it when you hit a bump. It's kind of like your typical new cruiser type of suspension. Nothing really unexpected as far as the suspension goes. Has a little bit of play to it. I'd say it's probably one of the better suspensions for, you know, one of your kind of like your smaller, like a cruiser bike. Really comfortable in the corners, super comfortable. I'm just kind of nervous about the sand. Nice, lots of pickup. And it has enough pickup to where you really feel confident, really giving it a lot of gas, but not so much where you think you're going to pick up the front end. Like on the Pan America, that thing had so much acceleration, I was almost afraid to give it too much. It felt like I was actually going to pick up the front end. So actually just kind of moving back and forth, it feels really super stable, which is really nice. Pretty nice. I'd say for me, being 6'4", I feel like the bike is maybe a little bit small for me. Or maybe I could just, I don't know, these controls are pretty far forward. I don't know if I can get controls any more forward than this. But it seems like, I don't know. I think it's just because my knees are so far up. So take a look at this. So when my knees come all the way up to the tank like that, it just seems like, just based on where the foot pegs are, I think that's what's kind of giving me the impression that it's actually, oh yeah, it's got some nice power. Really solid power. This feels really good, really stable. I really like it. You can feel a little bit of vibration coming through the suspension, a little bit maybe. Nothing too unexpected. It feels pretty smooth. You can definitely feel, you can feel some road vibration, you can feel some engine vibration coming up through the handlebars. Not really on the seat. The seat pretty much absorbs everything. It's got a really super comfortable seat. You know, if I actually compare it to other bikes like the Pan America, I'd say the Pan America is probably the hardest seat that I ever sat on. Probably the most comfortable seat that I sat on for a test drive is like the Goldwing or something like that. We're actually getting some wind here. In addition to, you get the wind in addition to just the regular highway wind. Nice. I really like this bike. I don't know, even though it feels maybe a little bit too small for me just because of the foot peg position, I think I can actually, you know, if I bought this bike, I'm thinking maybe I could do slightly different controls, maybe move them down a little bit. And I don't know. Of course, with my bike's just so big. Wow. So this is the Fat Bob, not the Fat Boy. Fat Bob with the spoked front wheel. The back brake seems like it should be a little bit more. Like I have to press on it pretty hard to get some back brakes. I wish it had a little bit more of the back brake. It seems like a lot of bikes are like that, where you have kind of the same thing. Nice. This is definitely one I would consider buying. Alright, let's see if I can figure out how to turn it off. Off. Alright guys, that is the 2021 Fat Bob from Harley Davidson. Fun bike. I would definitely recommend that one. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.